DPW employee looking for a motion to take action on DPW employee?
That's the second one, first one, please.
No, not according to your agenda here.
Oh, my apologies. Okay, continue.
So, looking for motion to move forward with the DPW employee. Looking for second?
I'll second that motion.
Got a motion second, call for vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Abstain.
Alright, move it, next one, the Wisconsin Police Department collective bargaining agreement. Looking for a motion
I'll take that.
to move forward with the actions we discussed during closed session. Can we make that motion?
I'll move to move forward as we discussed in closed session, with the WPPA agreement.
Got a motion, got a second? Call for vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Alright, we're done with the closed session stuff. Discussion on status of the Buena Park Road project. Ken, I'm gonna put it on you.
Give me a moment if I can just.
Okay. Not gonna stick very long, but most of these questions are gonna be answered by the engineer crew.
It's fine, they're gonna hand up the stuff to us now, so
You guys can share.
you're the head, so you get the first talk. So before we do questions.
There's, one is for the village, one is for the town.
Oh.
Who else is on the board?
Thank you. Or someone. Thank you.
And then. You guys are okay?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
We have a site paperwork one, but those are fine.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we got copies. Thank you everybody for coming today to discuss this. We need to figure a few things out. So, I know the board's got some questions, I have a couple of questions, so Ken, I'm gonna defer to you to start this conversation.
Okay.
Did you approve the submittals?
Can you guys first describe what it is that we just handed out, what we're looking at here?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can too.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, it is response to my email asking for clarification on certain things. So
Okay, you want us to?
Go ahead.
So I believe you guys have this is like our normal, we track all the product quantities on this tab from the beginning of the project. So we do have our bid actual items and what we paid as payment one, payment two, right? On those tabs out there, what we paid over the whole entire period, of all payments that you guys we send over to
Is
you
that
guys.
what we're looking at with October 9th, October 31st, November 26th? Is that what we're looking at? or-
Yeah.
The other one is.
Okay,
So that's
Okay.
pretty much a track down quantity of all items that have been done over through the whole entire project. And I believe you guys have another summary page. It's just a memorandum. This we recommend the payment based on the quantities that we have acquired and that the contractor has performed throughout that period in time during the project. So you do have the cost breakdown for both the town and the village and the total cost as well. Plus below we do have the engineering cost and we went ahead and kind of break it down for you guys so that you can be able to see what individual.
and where is that?
On the summary sheet, on the memorandum.
Very good.
Okay.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
Okay. I'm gonna defer to the board here, but from my understanding, we're quite over budget on this project. And the purpose of this, we wanna know why. Also, we missed a lot of set timelines on this project. It's supposed to be due September 30th. Has it, we're now 6 days before Christmas,
Sure.
and we're still not done with the project. Things are gonna carry over next year. We can't submit for the grant right now until the project's done, am I correct?
Correct.
So over all these costs until we get the grant and the project done.
Back, right?
Well, the grant, we're guaranteed the grant, right?
Yeah.
The grant's not a loss,
Yeah.
so we got the grant.
Oh, you'll get it back, you just.
But
can't apply
the grant's
for
for
it.
set dollar amounts, and all those other costs become our burden and stuff like that. So, I wanna defer to the board, but that's my 2 cents of how I'm reading to this project.
Okay. You want me to respond to some of the questions, or what?
Well, I'm gonna turn over to you, so you can
Okay.
tell us a little bit, and then I'm gonna have the board ask specific
Sure,
questions.
so maybe that's the way
Because
to do it.
you tell us what happened.
Can I read this?
Oh, Greg Governatory, sorry.
Thank you.
Looking for associates, the town engineer. So project, was bid last February, we did get the grant. Bid came in at $1.9 million, as you all are all well aware, we're closer to 2.5 now. The majority of those cost overruns are quantity overruns. So this type of contract, it's a material-based contract, right? So it's based on how much material they actually put in. We had three major items that went over on this project. One being the retaining wall, two being the common excavation, which is the earth they take out of the area, and three being the stone that they put back in. Those two go together because when you take the material out, you put the stone back in. Most of that was because of the widening of the road. They ended up taking out more material there because it wasn't efficient to leave 2 feet of material between there and the sidewalk to do that. So there was actually, it was underestimated in the bid form, I should add that. We were short on the bid quantity by a couple thousand, 1,500 yards or so.
So Greg, can you just, point to where we're looking at?
Yeah,
here? I mean,
so right, the items would be, it's like the 6th item down, 2050100, excavation common road widening. You'll see the estimate on the bid was 2,620. The actual place is, I think, about 3,800, it's not on here. It's not on this one yet. We do have it in the estimate to completion, 3,400, I'm short, I'm sorry. So it was short on the bid, so that adds the cost, adds some cost to the project. And then the stone that goes back in from that material adds more cost, which we could use in a quarter. So it was work that was completed, it was just a change during construction that occurred. And that happens in all construction contracts. These are estimates of the project when it's bid, something's coming under, something's coming over. We were talking before this meeting, excavation below subgrade, which is when we take out poor material, that actually came in slightly under. There's items, I'm sorry, I'm speaking a little fast, but there's other items that came in under too. But as a whole, those three big items were big cost items that went over on this project. The wall was probably the biggest one. And that wall went over because we needed to add a course both below it and above it, from the elevations that were on the plan. And that was basically, they put a base course in lower than the existing ground. And we don't quantify for that. It wasn't quantified for that.
It wasn't qualified for us either, so why are we eating that cost?
I don't know what you mean, why.
Like if it was engineered and designed and planned incorrectly, that is not the town of Waterford.
I don't know what you mean by incorrectly. It wasn't.
Well, once you got there and said, oh, this isn't what we do, or what we should be doing, then it was planned incorrectly.
We estimated the quantities based on the ground that was out there. The quantities were estimated correctly. They required more through their installation to put it in. And that's something that we don't quantify for unforeseen or unknown situations like that. I don't know how else to explain that. Because things we're unaware of, and the change orders, a lot of those were things that we weren't aware of, so utilities, gas lines, things that weren't known when we started.
Isn't that usually known before you start a project?
Not if they don't mark the utilities.
How do you start excavating without knowing where the utilities are?
So when we do planning tickets, which when we engineer something, we call in tickets and tickets and tickets and tickets and tickets, and if they don't mark the lines, which they don't all the time, we end up having to use plans, their plans, to put the utilities in. And we did do that. So those locations are proximate or based off of their plans. So, and that's common now. They don't mark for planning engineering, they mark for construction. Which stinks, and it's not just here, that happens everywhere. We get these delays and change orders because utilities are in the way.
Okay, but looking at paid to date. Okay, like you said, common areas, excavation, common areas, road widening. Bid quantity was 1,007, came in at 2,140, okay, that's what we paid. So basically, that tells me that price doubled, correct, am I wrong?
You're looking at the,
Oh, about the
I don't know if
village,
they're
yeah.
different.
No, they're different, this is the
Yeah.
village portion,
Yeah.
my portion, that's right. If the village doubled, ours probably doubled too. I'm
Yes.
guessing.
Yeah, they're all tracked based on the actual area of the village, but yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a kind of.
So, that's what I'm looking at, so these are the two biggest on the village I see right there, but I didn't look at the town yet, but I guess I wanna know, we're 600, according to my quick math, $684,000 over budget on this project,
31%.
that's huge.
31% over.
And we're finding it now, when you guys want another payment, to be sent to everybody, that's a problem. I mean, and plus, when looking at the dates on these, and you got 10/9 for the dates paid, the project was supposed to be done September 30th. I mean, this is a nightmare.
There are a number of items as well that we're being asked to pay for, like heating asphalt, reopening asphalt plants, that never would have been an issue had this project been completed on time. So I don't understand why that's our taxpayers' responsibility to pay for these things that never should have been an issue in the first place had the project been completed on time.
Yeah.
Even a month later would have been an issue.
Yeah, we're 3 months late. And I guess, do we have, Ken, do you have a list of all what all needs to be done next year, or what's, somebody just mentioned mailboxes are being done today yet?
Yeah.
So,
we're
are we
working
paying
on
extra
that.
because the ground's frozen?
Signs will be,
Will be
tomorrow,
installed on Monday.
Monday.
Yeah, they're gonna pretty much finish signs on Monday and some of the,
What are we gonna charge more for now because the ground's frozen, or are we gonna have additional costs here now?
so far, those are par bid and we haven't charged except to, after reviewing the plans, again, utilities have issues because we didn't have enough utilities when plans were being made. So there's some areas we're only gonna incur for the mailboxes item, we're only gonna incur some cost for hydrovacking, meaning they just can't excavate without knowing what's in there. So it's a cost that we're going to have on the mailbox item for hydrovacking. It's around.
If you're not gonna eat the cost, you're gonna bill to us.
Well, why is all of this on our taxpayers' dollar? All of these overruns, 30% over, is entirely,
And usually when you do a bid, you build in 10 to 15% overruns.
Not.
Begin with, so we add up two and then-
That's in the estimates here, but not when we bid a contract, it's bid per the unit prices.
I guess we're looking for answers, because, where's this money gonna come from?
Yeah. Well, I guess, we had weekly meetings or bi-weekly meetings, I believe the town was at most of them.
Well, Kenny, I didn't know the last month.
Sorry, I don't know if I'm on here.
We knew this project was over budget for months, and the town was at our weekly meetings, our bi-weekly meetings.
We weren't there.
Well, not, the whole town board wasn't there, but I mean, I'm surprised that the town seems to be unaware of.
Well, not
there's a
600.
lot of surprises, that's why we're
That's what I
sitting
mean.
here, that's why we're sitting here
Right,
today, is all the surprises, and quite frankly, the very, very difficult challenge of trying to put together a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle with no picture on the box at all to figure out what the heck has happened, that's really, really tough. So, I mean, we need answers before there's any,
So, when we
anything's
send
moving
every
forward.
change order and every payment that comes to the town has a breakdown of every item and a description of what that item was for, why it happened and what occurred, every time. So that, I think the information's there, and I hear what you're saying, that it's,
Yeah, but it always, again, Ken, I'm assuming, Ken, you were getting all these?
Yep.
And you were sending to
Yeah,
Heather,
I
and
was
it came to
there.
light,
Most of all the meetings, deal two.
I mean, I've seen my treasurer sit here for hours and hours and hours on end trying to put together a story to answer questions for me that she should never be in the position to have to answer at all.
There are some obvious internal issues with communication within the town. Why the members of the town representing us at those meetings did not share that with the town board, that is our issue to discuss. But I think a substantial question for you is why are our taxpayers on the hook for these cost overruns that are a direct result of the project ending late? All the winter heating costs.
Yeah, and I would agree some of those costs, yeah, I mean, there are costs like that, which I 100% agree with you. Why are the town taxpayers or the town paying for heating of concrete when the contract was delayed? We have put together a list of dates and delays throughout the project, contractor-related delays. We do have in the contract substantial completion dates, and there are liquidated damages that we can assess on a daily basis for that, exactly to cover those items that you're talking about. That's something we have to work through with the town and us and the contractor to make sure our days line up, because that's gonna be a discussion I guess we have to have. But we do have the right within our contract to do that.
Well, and I think we need to exercise that right.
To cover
Because
those
we're
types
just
of
not
costs.
talking a few days overdue, we're talking months.
No, yeah, there's days, it's, I don't know, it's months, but it's more than weeks, yes.
Well, what was the contractual completion date? That's
September 30th.
Yes, it's September 30th. They started 3 weeks late, and then there was some changes, and then there was some contractor delays. So there's a few things that go into that, and there's another too. So you gotta take all that stuff out and look at the whole picture.
Maybe one month, but two extra, I don't understand.
Well, I guess, I mean, how are we gonna solve this? You said you're working on stuff that, lower this cost. Is there any way we can lower this cost or this burden of the town here?
Well, we can do liquidated damages, and this is high, this was a completion estimate that was on the high side. It is lower than that now, we believe about $50,000, less than what this estimate shows right
So
now.
around $654,000.
Well, okay, so I'm understanding though that we're not done. Okay,
No,
I mean,
that includes everything.
the meter's still running
That
here.
includes everything to be.
This is the estimated completion.
Yeah, this is, yes,
That is through completion.
So it's,
so hopefully there's less, if you're saying it's $50,000, we're looking at final project cost, $2,534,000.
I believe that's right. Yep.
Yes, we would still.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess, have you provided anything, or what all needs to be done yet? Do you have a list of everything that needs to be done?
We do, well, go ahead.
Yep, we do have, if we say we're gonna pursue with little item, we do have list of days that the contractor was not supposed to be there. But we also have to take into account all the changes that we made into the contract that was out of their scope. So, because when we fire up that, they're gonna pretty much return it and come back and say,
Well, I
hey.
understand, we're not looking to burn bridge here, but we gotta have a happy medium here.
Exactly.
I mean,
Yep, so,
there's gotta be some room for negotiation here, so that our taxpayers aren't, keeping all this burden here, because of what happened. You know, I mean, it seemed like after I went to that one meeting where you pulled me off to the side, because you know, and I just, Dale, you were there too, I didn't say anything, I just listened.
Right.
And I witnessed firsthand some of the stuff going on, but that wasn't until, I don't even know what the date, October or November maybe.
Later.
Yeah, it was later, because that's when I started finding out about this stuff.
Yeah, I mean.
And then things picked up a little bit and we got farther, because, the road's usable, but it took a long time.
All you guys have to realize how bad this looks. And you have to realize that the relationship that you have with this town is hanging in the balance on this entire project.
I understand.
So we have to come to some mutually agreeable satisfaction on where we're gonna land this thing. And we have to do it in whatever amount of time it takes to get us there.
I think we'll prepare liquidated damages, see where we're at on that with the dollar amount. We know we have some, it's slightly less than what the estimate to completion was there. I can tell you that we have not been charging the town for our time, engineer's time, for at least a month, going back to before November. Based on our costs exceed as the time goes on, our costs go up too. So we stop invoicing town from that perspective, because we do have a long-time relationship with you. I've been here 17 years. We've done two big projects. The first one was Town Line, the second one was Buena. This project, it's a mess, I agree with you. It's not gone very well at all, between the utilities and the extra materials and the cost overruns. I know it stinks. I feel for you, I understand your position 100%. I don't know what else to say.
No, and I
I'm trying
appreciate that,
We're trying to do what we can.
I appreciate you taking accountability, right? I really do, and that's good. And I'm just saying that the work that needs to get done to get us to a point of satisfactory landing on this thing is significant. And we need to work together to get there. And in the meantime, this is where we are. I mean, we can't sit here in front of our constituents and our taxpayers and just say, oh, well, this is what happened, it's 600K over, I guess that's what happens. It's like, who survives that?
But I will say in construction, construction is that world where things happen. Sometimes projects come in under, sometimes they come in over. And I mean, you know.
I know
you know
that,
that, and I'm not trying to make any excuses here. But
Yeah.
I think that's a step, what you said, figure out the liquid damages, figure out, we saved 50 grand. I agree with what Supervisor Uland just said, looking at these costs for the extra things that weren't really our fault.
Yeah.
I mean, that's gotta be, and I'm not looking to go to litigation on this stuff, because nobody wins in litigation.
And that's the point of liquidated damages.
Yeah, I know it is, but I'm hoping we can settle things before
Yeah.
you have to go that route.
Yeah.
I don't wanna stop anything you have in motion right now, because I want it done.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the meeting I want it done.
Right.
I guess I wanna see a list, or the board wants to see a list, what we have to push off till next year, because of the weather change.
So we have, there's some restoration left. They did about 3/4 of the topsoil and maybe half of the matting, the restoration, so they have to finish that. As soon as the weather breaks, they can get in there and do that, so I don't know if it's gonna get nicer sooner or later, but as soon as they can get in there, they're gonna do it. They have the railing, which should be in, there was a 1-month lead time on the posts. They're gonna get in and do that, I would expect right after the holidays. And then I'm taking the longest thunder here, what else do we have left to do?
The other thing is just mailboxes and signs. That's,
They started today, and you said they're doing signs next week.
they're gonna finish that on Monday, and pretty much the pedestrian flashing beacons. I would say that's.
Moving the flashing lights, pedestals.
Some punch list items,
Yep,
yeah.
those are.
So I have a question regarding moving forward. I know we talked about filling out the paperwork with the grant,
Yeah.
minus what's left. You said possibly you can do that.
I'm gonna reach out to the state, and I don't know, they just sent a new email today, you probably got it, Heather, on the LRIP program and how they're administering it, so I'm
I saw
hoping,
it.
you seen it? I'm hoping I can reach out to the guy that's on there, Joe or Ben or whatever his name is, and try to, maybe we can close this out now.
So Greg, that was a question that I had that I wanted to introduce here is, who is the accountable party for landing the grant money and everything that we're expecting?
We apply for the grant on behalf of the town.
Okay.
It's the chairman's signature on it, but we fill it out, do all the homework, fill it, then.
And you're accountable for doing the legwork to make sure it happens?
I guess we do, but.
Okay.
we don't
I
have to-
just-
We don't have to
I mean,
be that person. but we
Again,
need
I
to do
see
that.
my team
Yeah.
struggling
Yeah.
with trying to be in the middle of figuring
Yeah.
stuff like this out, and it's like, wrong, no,
We do, yes.
Okay,
we do.
All right, so that helps me
Yeah.
understand that when it comes down to actually accountability for getting the grant money in the door and in the bank,
Yeah.
you guys are taking care of that.
That's a process too, and it's not a great process.
I know,
It has to
I
go through
know.
the county and to the state.
I understand.
Speaking of that,
We've
where
been
are we
working
with
on
that?
town line for a long time.
Yeah, where are we with getting that money back?
Bouncing. It just went back again, 2 weeks ago maybe. I don't know if you were from the state to the county to us. The state, they were looking for our invoices, I think, this time.
Now, for this project, though, we're only guaranteed up to that amount.
I think
Even
it was
though we
like-
went over, we're not getting.
Yeah, no,
more
it's like
because we spent
it's the 980 or whatever.
Yeah, that's
it was.
okay.
Well, rest of the board, you wanna ask questions on the engineer, stuff like that, because.
We're happy to provide more updates,
Well, we're gonna have to-
monthly, you know what I mean, but like, maybe the communication sounds like it was lacking.
It was
There's a lot of
Right.
postmortem stuff, Greg, that we
Yeah.
could have done.
Yeah.
It would have been great if you guys were at the table every single board meeting, to be able to speak
More
to this
regular
project.
updates.
And really, quite
Probably
frankly,
should have been decided.
before, I mean, it didn't start, metaphorically hitting the fan here until September, October, and all of a sudden, it's like, what the hell? I mean, we should have been done at that time. And to Bob's point, okay, the town has accountability for our own internal processes and capabilities with respect to what happened. But I'm putting that out there with respect to the potential for any future work going forward and lessons learned. There's some significant lessons
Right.
learned associated with this.
Yeah, we should have monthly meetings. I know we don't attend your meetings, but,
No,
some communities, the engineers, where there's an update on projects.
Absolutely,
we
absolutely.
haven't had a big one
I know,
like
it's
this.
just,
Right.
But you were planned at one time to come to the meeting, to explain to the board members the whole process on, from the start to finish, kinda like where we are today. That was 2 months ago, but you said you weren't ready for that yet.
No, cause the numbers, we want the project done. I
just saying,
understand that.
You was glad to be here.
Oh, we were going
That
for,
was, that was 2
you
months ago.
written down the things we're looking for, what we just talked about?
yeah.
How soon can we turn those around to get them to us?
Well, we're mostly ready because we've been preparing for it, so, like, a week or two?
Oh, we got Christmas, we got New Year's coming up.
That's what I mean, so that's,
I mean,
I don't
you
know.
guys, I mean,
we're
the
mostly
reality,
ready. We
here's
have
the
an
thing.
idea already.
I mean, the reality is, this is just, and I'm just talking about this with my one vote here, okay? The reality is, from the standpoint of being able to have any confidence to approve future, payments and spend and whatnot, we gotta get through these pieces first. So whatever the sense of urgency is for you guys in order to get that done,
Yeah.
I'm out
Our
until I get to a point
Our
where
next payment goes.
I got what I need.
January 10th is the next payment.
Well, we have a payment we're holding right now,
Okay.
cause we didn't approve it at our last board meeting because we need answers here. I mean.
And that's where we are.
That's where we're at. I mean, the discussion, are we gonna make this payment, or we're not gonna make this payment, or we're gonna hold it until do the other one. So your next request of funds for us is February 10th, and I'm assuming that's gonna be the final payment then?
January 10th was that?
Would it be January or February?
Still have, I don't think they will be done with the resurrection yet, so.
But again, I would like to see these costs you talked about before, cause this is a big payment you said, but how much was it for?
700 and something.
The cost, the liquidated damages you're talking about?
No, because right now you're asking for a payment for $700 and some thousand. Now you're saying our final payment's only $50,000, well, I'm not paying the $750,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So we
Yeah,
know where we're
I
at.
get what you're saying, I would be cautious not paying the contractor for work they perform, like, that's not paying us, I mean,
Yeah.
it's separate
understand.
entity, separate contract between the town and the contractor.
So Greg, why aren't they here?
I don't think about it.
Well, then we're missing a big chunk of the people who should have answers here if the
I think
contractor.
that they're engineers, the engineers oversee the contract.
Well, and then if that's the case, then if they're not getting paid, you guys gotta manage that with them, not us.
We don't pay the contractor.
No, we do.
Yeah, we do, I mean, we review these quantities. This
But
is
they need
work
to
they've done.
understand
Yeah,
that we're holding
Yeah.
because we don't have the information we need from you.
Why is there a delay?
but I think the information was provided in the pay applications with the details.
With a lot of questions about whether or not we were accountable for a number of those items.
Yeah. So you're withholding the entire payment though, and not just those items.
That's where we are at the moment.
Yeah,
I guess I defer to you, if there's somebody we have to pay ASAP, we can look at that, but I agree with Bob that, we shouldn't be paying these costs because they didn't complete the job in time.
yeah, and so I think we should take out items that we're not agreeing with, and we should pay them items we are agreeing with. We shouldn't just not pay them for the entire amount of work.
So let's go through that, process and figure that out.
Let's get it completed. So we
I
might have,
agree with you on my question, no matter what, now we just.
You have
top
the-
flow.
I know what you're saying.
yeah,
How much have we paid?
Well, we'll be, once we pay this, for total, we'll be over $686,000.
so which items in there,
That's just for
the
the.
last one, so we're talking warm weather. Cold weather.
But that was it was an estimate, yes, but. But I do have some questions.
Well, we should, to get Greg and his team what they need from us now, and I wanna be able to do that, okay? We should go through line item by line item in that last pay app in terms of the ones that we're questioning and that we feel are likely not our accountability.
We've already paid over the.
We're holding one check, we're holding the $730,000 check.
There's like a $20,000 fee that we already paid for reopening the asphalt plant. Maybe we should all go through that.
I mean, if we need to build a list now, or we need to build a list after this meeting, but somebody needs to build that list of what those items are.
They
And why?
have it down between the town and the village, not the consolidated one.
Yeah, and we have the.
Oh.
Sorry,
Okay.
yeah, so this might prove to be a little
I
difficult.
can give you this.
Yeah, it might prove to be difficult when you're trying to do the numbers, because they're gonna have to try and add.
So here you go.
Okay.
Town Village.
Appreciate it.
Mhm.
Well, if we're gonna go through this, I recommend looking at the town one, because we already leave the town to apply to the village, because they pay their portion.
Yep.
So if we're looking at both, I put the village one off to the side. Look at the town one.
So we have paid 2 million plus already.
Mostly gonna be probably the change orders.
That's what I'm looking at, you look on page 3 of 4, look at the change orders. I'm looking for Bob's.
That's for.
Yeah, Bob, you had good questions at the last discussion. Can you pull those up?
4.9.
It's already added in that line.
So 1.9 today.
That's this 1.9 on here, and the payment away, so hold on.
Oh.
So, I'm trying to find what Bob mentioned, that 20 grand, I'm not saying pop out.
That was in,
That was change order 2, I believe.
that was actually in the board handout from the December 12th meeting. Heather, you passed out this thing that had these details of
Change orders.
change order specifics in it.
Yeah, you can.
So that basically paid, what we paid originally?
This is what I handed out in that last.
So in that packet that you guys are looking at, 3.01 was $937 to not put a sidewalk on top of a retaining wall. That to me sounds like an engineering issue. 3.02 and 3.04 were drainage that should have been handled in the planning phase, along with 3.03, which is almost 27 grand for sidewalk elevation.
Yeah, so in the descriptions, and hold on, you can go into these, the culvert, that was an extension, right? Because of that guy's front yard, because his house was about 5 feet off the property line, we were not, we didn't, wasn't any survey. I mean, yeah, I mean, that's easy to see. And we did walk the job, and we spent a lot of time planning for the job, we could see that the guy's house was right on the property line, right on the right. So that required a culvert extension. Sidewalk grade change, that was requested by the village and the town while we were on site for that sidewalk. We had it designed lower, with 3 to 1 side slopes. When we were out there looking at it, it was preferred to bring it up. I mean, that's a preference change, so we changed that, so that's that change order, that's a pretty rough.
So now that's a question internal, who decided that, who approved that? We did. Well, I guess that's the question, who's we?
The engineer and I and Dale was
I thought the grade change was because you had 2 different GPS systems and
No, this is because of this is when we elevated the sidewalk. Rick was out there, the village was out there, Tom was out there, and I don't remember who was out there. But,
was south of Kramer.
oh, this is the entire project. We brought it up, I don't know, 12 inches to 2 feet, I guess, depending
itself was almost 27 grand, and in the grand scheme of overruns, that's not a huge percentage, but they all add up. There's almost,
What's that?
there's almost $16,000 in charges to change order 3, for various things that, because the project didn't get finished on time, the heating of asphalt and.
The plastics, yeah.
I mean, again, in the grand scheme of the overrun, it's not huge, but they all add up. I mean, now between the two of those, that's at 45 grand. Right. Nickel and diming at the $10,000 level.
We got the plastics and the cold weather, the additives for the concrete sidewalk. Those are definitely because of the delays in the project.
There were a couple in there that they had to hand form things because for whatever reason, they weren't aware when they bid the project that their equipment wouldn't fit in. I mean, they're a well-known company that has done this before. They should know where their equipment fits and doesn't. Again, I don't think our taxpayers should be on the hook because they had to have somebody hand form something because their equipment couldn't get in there on a project that they bid for.
That sidewalk you did mention, I'd like to finish with that one. That would have been, north of Kramer on the east side. There was at least a foot or so drop off. It was way too low compared to the rocky path. It would have been on an angle, like at least a 45-degree angle, and it was unacceptable. We had to raise that up. It would have been too steep.
I guess the question is why aren't these things caught in the planning phase? I don't understand how the process works. So I mean, something like that, a 45-degree angle to me seems fairly substantial. That grade should have been caught in the planning phase, so we don't incur additional costs.
Only 3 feet between the edge of the road and the sidewalk. Wasn't enough room. We had to raise it to make it.
Yeah, and I don't think that what he's talking about isn't, that's not what we're talking about here. That was that, but that's not one of these change orders. That wasn't why they couldn't get the equipment in there or the elevator in the sidewalk.
Yeah, now if any change needs to be approved and talked about beforehand, because it hasn't happened. That's just my.
So we have, like a change order 4 is starting,
We
you
do.
can see that,
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
You guys, we send them to you guys, so you
Oh,
definitely
Is it in that
change
pay app?
order forms.
Should we go
Well, to
over
that point, that's not being approved in the field. We can't approve that in the field. That's gotta come to this board.
So the challenges with change orders is they're working and then we, Ken or I or Rick or Dale, whoever's out there kind of has to make decisions on that stuff. Just otherwise we're gonna be shutting them down and then probably it's gonna take even longer. And that doesn't apply to all these by any means, but it does, change orders generally get approved at a public works or a staff level and then move up to the board.
Yeah, but even these 4 change orders right now, that comes up to about maybe $190,000, we're still $400,000 off, $450,000 off
Yeah.
in the project itself.
For these change orders, yeah, those are the quantities, which aren't change orders, those are the quantities that we talked about in the contracts and all.
So Greg, maybe a way to do this is, given the context of this conversation, for you guys to go back and put together what you think is your list of liquidated damages elements. Okay? Let's bring that forward to this board. In the meantime, we're gonna have to go back and peel through some of this stuff too and question the other things that we think might be questioned. Let's compare our list, your list, our list,
Yeah.
and see where we're at.
So,
Because we're not gonna get there in the context of this
Not today.
yeah, I know, we're not gonna get through it all. The liquidated damages, just so we understand, that's a per day penalty or fee that we reduce from the contract based on them not completing it on time. It's $3,140 a day. So we find out how many days that is, we take that
Much
number,
longer,
it's
yeah.
straight math. It doesn't have to do with
Okay.
like removing heated concrete or
addition.
those could be other things.
Yeah, those could be other
Those could be
things.
other things,
Right,
so,
those
okay,
are
thank you
things.
for that
We would say
clarification.
we're not paying for the heated concrete because it went in dock.
Okay, so, thank you for that helps me better understand. So, I think, in my opinion, the best way to move this forward and continue to make progress is for you guys to put that together, bring it back to us, for us to, you know,
Review this stuff and all this
do a better review of
Okay.
the things that we're questioning, bring that back to you, let's get together and compare those lists and
Okay.
move forward together. Does that make sense?
That makes sense to me, yeah.
Okay,
Should probably do it then early in the year.
yeah, soon, I mean, as soon as we can.
Sooner than later.
As soon as we can.
Cause I think we're mostly ready with we've got a pretty good grasp on our stuff. So, and we've already started the days that we feel that they didn't work or should have worked, or delays in the start.
Okay,
Good.
all right.
A quick scenario on where we're at now, and if we move forward with the liquidated damages and the grant, what's the extended time frame that would push that further off? Cause that would be done in court, correct?
What do you mean?
No,
Liquidated damages?
no,
No, no,
that's
I'm not talking
that's in
about
there, so
court
you
yet.
don't have to do that.
It's not right.
Oh,
It's
okay.
in our contract.
It's in the contract, that's, your right is that, to do that based on them not completing the time.
Okay, I thought that had to be, okay.
No, that's, the purpose of it is so you don't have to go to, well, one of the reasons.
So, Greg, when do you think you can have this information over to us and to the chair of the board?
Can we do it next week?
Yeah.
Okay,
I can get it done by hopefully Monday.
okay, thank you.
Next week. Yep.
Wednesday, Christmas Eve, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Monday,
or
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'll say if we can have it by Tuesday morning by 9, and we can share it to everybody, we can review it over the holiday, and we can meet the following week, or a couple days before the meeting. Because, you know, obviously, the contractors aren't gonna get paid for the sell it. And if there's any priority ones, I guess you should go to the too. Because, I don't know, if I have to, if we have to call a special meeting, I would target the 29th or 30th, you know what I mean, I don't know if people travel, the board is here. I mean,
I'm here, I get it.
I don't know, Dale, you wrong?
I'll be there.
So that'd be, so, are you guys off to the holidays?
I am not awful. I can make it.
I'm not, you know, I don't like calling special meetings, but we gotta get this solved, we gotta get
I
this
can
solved.
do it, yeah.
So, huh?
If everybody else is here, I guess that's.
Fine, Bob, how will you?
Which day?
I'm just speculating that Monday the 29th to the 30th. You know,
Is that, would you get the payment to the contractor out this month? And
It depends what the board.
decides.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Cause I have it,
just-
I just don't.
If holding the contractors, you know, they could stop work if we're.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we're this far along right now.
I mean, really, Greg, it's gotta be up to you to manage the expectations with them about where we're at and why.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, you know, they have their view of things.
They're welcome to their opinion, and if they have an opinion, they should be here,
Yeah.
unless you're representing them and
We are not,
managing them.
we do not represent the
Okay,
contractor.
well-
We represent you, I mean, we're here, we're the
Okay,
town,
so
we're not the
so you
contractor.
know our position.
Yes, I do.
Representing us, you know our position on this, so you at least gotta take that message back to the contractors and let them know where they're at.
So I guess then, we wanna target the 29th. We'll pick a time and make a decision that day, then we can get it settled this year, at least this. I guess I'd like to know whatever else we're on the hook on for this final payment too.
Yeah,
Because
that- that
we gotta
should-
make sure it's substantial, cause if we do this liquid damages, I don't wanna say, we're never gonna be able to go, hey, you gotta give us money, they're never gonna give us money.
No,
So-
right, you don't wanna overpay, cause then.
That's right.
You actually can get it back too, I mean, that.
Yeah,
we
I
don't
know, but
wanna
I
try
wanna
to
keep
do
it as
that.
simple as route as
Right.
possible. I mean, this is very unfortunate, you know what I mean, but we gotta get the project done. I need the list of what we have to go into next year. And obviously, it's my understanding when this was done, we always building for some cost overruns. But to use all that up and then have another $650,000 on top of it,
Mhm.
that's big estimate wrong there somehow.
Right.
It's my opinion, you know
that doesn't really mean nothing. I mean, the bid came in lower than that.
They know.
2.2, but yeah, but now we're looking at 2.5.
No, I know.
It's a big difference, so. Are the board good with that direction at all? Get us the stuff by Tuesday morning, 9 AM? Are you gonna send it to Heather? I'm gonna say put Heather on the spot, cause she's been doing with the amount, send it to Heather, she can get the rest of us.
The 29th is Monday though, isn't it?
No, I wanna get the paperwork from them, so we can have time to review it.
Okay.
22nd, yeah, next week,
Yeah.
next week.
We're talking the 29th.
This is-
We're gonna target a meeting on the 29th.
Meeting's the 29th.
22nd is for the information.
Oh, okay.
I said till
For
Tuesday.
2030.
I don't wanna rush it, cause it's Friday at 3 o'clock almost. So, I say Tuesday morning by 9 AM, we have all day Monday to review things together and make sure whatever you're sending us is very accurate. Cause we're gonna pick it apart. And then, if you can send out one of your survey things for Monday the 20th, see what people's best times are
Would you
available.
like morning or afternoon, or does it just,
Just
Just
send
doesn't
us a
matter.
doodle poll.
what would
Yeah,
you
doodle
like
poll,
for a
yeah.
timeframe? Or
Yeah.
whatever?
I would say 10 AM to 3 or whatever.
No, I mean, 2 hour window, 1 hour.
I think it's an hour window, we should be able to solve this, unless somebody feels differently.
No. But we gotta do our piece in this too, which is to go through. the
Well, we will,
level
but we're
of
gonna have that
detail
information by
that we
Tuesday.
I agree.
Everybody does their own
Agree.
research,
Yeah,
we're gonna do our piece with you, and we're gonna talk about it.
yeah.
Simple as that, because, and you have to go back to the contractors, and if we move forward with paying that day, at least gives you a day to get the payment out before the end of the year, right?
Probably see if they can also make that 29th, the contractors.
I don't know what the contractors do, we're doing with the engineers, the engineers gotta do with the contractors. Why would, I mean, we know what happened. I don't think we wanna bring in 20 contractors, how many contractors were on this
Well,
project?
the
Yeah, I know.
only reason I would support Andrew's notion there is, you know, if, and you guys haven't done this, and I'm not saying that you are, but, you know, if it's a pass the buck thing to the contractors and it's not Kapor and we're, you know, blah, 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 that's not gonna sit well. So if that's gonna be the case, then we'd rather have
And
it
it
here,
most
but,
likely will be, because it's gonna be a lot of them, your contractors are gonna be infighting, they're gonna be pointing at the engineer, we're gonna, you know what I mean, there's gonna be a
But
lot.
right now, the main one, we signed this with Painted Dome, they use all the subs.
Yeah.
So really, it's Painted Dome,
Those
they
are
don't have
the
to.
general contractor.
they're the only ones.
If you wanna invite them that day, whenever we settle, they're welcome to come. But other than that, we've been working with them for years too.
I know.
I don't know if it was a side project for them, or they didn't care as much, and they had other bigger projects,
We can.
don't know.
We
But
can
it
invite
falls
them.
on them too,
I mean, they need to understand
our concern.
the whole issue with respect to future relationships, period, there too. So, you know, have them here. I mean,
Yeah, I don't think we want all the subs, I don't wanna see
No.
a big guy or,
yeah,
some of the other guys that were.
I agree.
Concrete guy.
Wow. Alright, any other questions for people here from the board?
Thanks for making the time to be here.
I don't think don't need to make a motion or anything, cause we're voting, this is a discussion. Oh, yes, please do your questions, yes, sorry about that.
So I tried getting them solved before we came in here, but over what we've already paid, that it didn't match up. I wanna look into that, and I'll just contact you if I have questions about that one. So after this invoice that we just got through October, we won't be receiving more engineering invoices, is that what I understood?
Yeah, no more engineering.
No more engineering,
No, that's
okay.
fine, I shut that down.
Okay. Is there, I don't know what the village agreed upon, are they contributing to any of the engineering, or is that 100% on the town?
That is up to you, how did you do it with town language?
Town line, they paid 50 up front.
So
We're gonna-
But I knew that up front.
we don't have an agreement with the village at all.
What,
They didn't use a grant, they're doing that themselves.
right, but what's the agreement? We're fronting all the bills, so what about engineering? Like, they broke it down for the contractor, and the quantities and that, they have that, so I understand.
Have they paid us some of them already, right?
Correct, but I'm asking, they haven't paid us for any of the engineering, and we went over 160,000 in engineering. So I'm wondering if some of this can be billed to the village as well, that's what I'm trying
I'm
to
gonna
get
say
at.
yes.
But it doesn't look,
Part of the project, we did the same thing with Norway, why would we do the same for the village?
do you guys have an easy way to pick that apart with all the invoices to date?
We would probably pick it apart based on the scope, on the size of the project.
Yeah,
You know, it would be a
Like
percentage,
percentage?
30, 60, 50, 50, whatever.
it wouldn't be, our loan's bigger than the other part.
You should give us that then.
the Ferris
That'll
Road
soften
did.
up,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cause their percentage was 25 or 30 or 10.
Okay,
So-
and then I can invoice them for that.
Just recognize that they may wanna see at the table in these
Oh,
conversations
no,
with respect to that.
Yeah.
And they should, if they do want that.
I think that was the main of it, I think the others were answered when we finally.
Okay. Good.
All right. The board has no other questions for Ken or the engineers, anything? Thank you guys for coming, thank you to the public for coming. We'll plan on the 29th at some point, just you guys put your calendar open,
Okay.
10 AM to 3, but we'll say no more than an hour.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we'll get, hopefully
I
get
think
it solved.
it's pretty quiet time.
Huh?
Shouldn't be a problem anytime on.
Yeah, and then we can get what we have to do, and then Eddie, you'll keep working, when we can go back to the village, we will.
And they gave you the breakdown for the total, you went through all the whole till the completion issue, so I can.
We have a new one, we'll get to the new one.
Oh, well, that's what I was gonna say too, is change order 4 is starting right now, but that wasn't in any, pay apps yet. Or change order 3 that was included in the pay app that we're discussing today, okay.
All right, then I'm gonna look for a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I move to adjourn this meeting.
A motion, looking for a second. Call for vote, all in favor to adjourn?
Aye.
Aye.